Hello and welcome to a game of Dota 2, not just a game, nope. We are in the second game for MUFC and LGD Gaming for the group stages of the International 3. MUFC, they're one game behind, LGD leading with 1-0. Of course, regardless of who wins this one, there's only 2 games between each team, so that is how the group stages work. For the entire group stages, I am joined by BDiz. BDiz, welcome back.
Good to be back. I'm ready for another game of LGD versus MUFC.
Me too, and we have got ourselves a bit of the same story as previous game. Batrider banned out as well as the Alchemist. However, I mean, Chen got banned out, Lifestealer got banned out last game as well, but only in the second banning phase. We still have the Visage as the first pickup though.
Yeah, Visage. We could see LGD Gaming going for a classic Spectre Visage trial in this game. So they took out the Naix. I don't think they're going to pick Spectre before, or they're not going to pick Spectre in this phase. I highly doubt that'll happen. But they do have Visage already secured. Visage is a hero that just wins tri-lanes for you, and is super good throughout all phases of the game. The hero just doesn't have enough weaknesses for how strong he is.
Reserve time.
Well, MUFC agrees with that, because they too, like LGD did in the first game, used quite a bit of a bonus time for this first to pick up. And Nature's Prophet got picked up fairly early on. Nyx Assassin, of course, we saw him and the first 2 pickups in the previous game as well, but this time from MUFC and Nature's Prophet picked up. I like it.
Yeah, these are 2 strong heroes with both have global presence. Nyx's is that he can just vendetta around and gank anywhere. Furion obviously can TP, he also has his ultimate. So that's a lot of gank presence on the map and split push coming out from Furion. The one thing with these 2 picks from MUFC is this gives them weaker lanes. Nyx isn't the strongest laning support in the game. And as solo mid, if it is a solo mid next, because that's always an option you have to consider, it's not the strongest mid hero either. Meanwhile, Furion, when he's in a 1v1 lane, isn't the strongest hero as well. And anti-mage, just like that first phase LGD game, they're just like, hey, Styler's playing anti-mage, deal with it. And then they pick it.
Yeah, very early pickup for an anti-mage, but understandable, especially since previous game we had a lot of carries banned out in that second banning phase, including the anti-mage actually, so I like the pickup. It does show a bit of their hand, but as we saw last game, I mean, they picked up a Spectre in that one, and even with the Spectre, they were able to be very aggressive in that mid game, so it's definitely not really super late game for LGD just yet. We have a Lone Druid banned out first for LGD, and MUFC will have the chance to ban out 2 heroes now, of which Shadow Demon is one of them.
I was expecting LGD to come with the Shadow Demon ban, to be honest. That ban on Shadow Demon from MUFC kind of strikes me as weird because MUFC should have first pick in this phase, and Shadow Demon is one of the better support heroes to get when you're up against an anti-mage. Because it forces anti-mage to hold a skill point instead of getting mana break early. Because you don't want to get disrupted and burn yourself if you're anti-mage. That's the last thing you want to do, because if they disrupt you, chain it with some CC, they get next stun and then the next mana burn, plus you're mana burning yourself from Shadow Demon's disruption images, you could easily go out of mana and die. But instead they ban out the Shadow Demon. That just strikes me as weird. That lets LGD ban a hero like DK that's also really good against anti-mage, that MUFC might be really comfortable playing and might play a lot.
Yeah, I mean, LGD, they banned out a Dragon Knight in the previous game as well, up against MUFC, so having done a bit of their homework right there.
I wouldn't be... sorry to cut you off, but I wouldn't be surprised to see FC play TA this game. It's here that he used to play pretty much every game that he played.
Well, we still have the OD in the pool, if he wants to have that one again.
Yep. We do, but I think he might want to play TA. TA is a lot better against an anti-mage. Since we're just getting that raw physical damage out there. The nice thing about OD is he'll eventually get a hex for you, but that's eventually. You have to wait for that to happen.
Well, MUFC goes for Gyrocopter first. We had a bit less carries banned out in this second banning phase, so they have that one still open. Gyrocopter, of course, a hero that we can see on an aggressive trial lane or on a safe trial lane. Everything's still open for MUFC. I mean, since they know that Sylar is going to be playing that anti-mage, you might be expecting an aggressive trial lane purely to try and shut down Sylar a bit. I mean, that's a big thing. Because knowing he is free farming on his anti-mage on a safe lane might not be something that you're willing to give away. Depends on how confident MUFC is with their strategy.
One thing I've noticed from Eastern Dota is they only really aggressive trial lane if they pick up one of the two carries of the Magic community, either Nags or Juggernaut. They will do it occasionally without those heroes, but the bulk of their aggressive challenges are going to come with that Magic community solo, so they can, or carry rather, so they're stronger in the lane. This game, they've got a weak support in Nyx. There's Rubik and Visage, which are both strong defensive laning supports, and I don't see MUFC aggressiving into that.
I mean, we saw Visage and Rubik as aggressive tri lane supports in the previous game for MUFC.
Yep.
Do you think there's a chance that LGD will try and run those two together with another carry hero, or maybe even just an offlaner on the aggressive tri lane, anti-mage safe lane solo?
Yeah, anti-mage could solo safe lane against Furion. That is definitely an option. I don't think that's much of LGD style though. I see him picked up by MUC. That's a really aggressive support pick. So they might try to do something with that in terms of an aggressive tri lane, which I don't think they should. And boom, Magnus anti-mage, super powerful combination.
You get yourself a good RP and a nice mana void after that. A lot less intellect heroes here, by the way. Just pointing that out for MUFC, because last time, of course, having 4 of those.
Sometimes you don't even need that. You just give him power to the anti-mage, and if anti-mage is 6 slotted, he doesn't need any spells to be cast at all. Just right-click everything to death. Because anti-mage, anti-fun, and there's a bunch of magic for him to dunk on.
Yeah, we've got a ban out for the Beastmaster, of course. I mean, you have a tri lane for LGD. They picked up the Magnus as their off lane, which we saw last game. So, assuming maybe that they're gonna be trying to do the same thing as previous game, Beastmaster banned out. Smart choice. We have a Naga Siren ban for the last ban out for MUFC. That means that LGD is expecting one of these heroes probably to be mid. One of the heroes that they've picked up so far. I was actually expecting, like, just, you know, tri lane, Nyx Assassin, Crystal Main, Gyrocopter, Nature's Prophet off lane, and then a solo mid still left to be picked up.
Yep. Or it could be next mid. You always have to keep that in mind. It could even be Gyro mid, and another character to be picked up. And Naga is a hero that does fit the mid role as well. And Naga is a hero that I think in this event is going to be super popular. I'm surprised that it wasn't picked up yesterday in the wildcard match at all. And I just know it's going to be picked up a lot throughout the day today. And tomorrow. And the week.
And, and Tuesday. And actually Wednesday is a day of rest though.
Yep. Travel days.
Travel days, indeed. MUFC, they are using a lot of their time to think about this last one. They go for a clockwork in the end. This is the first time that we see a clockwork since yesterday, right? Or just in the entire International 3 plays. Right?
For us, it's the first time, yeah.
For us,
it wasn't
yes. Yeah, obviously. There's 4 games going on at the same time. I have no idea what the drafts are for the other, even though I did see that Mosport had some unorthodox draft going on. And this is something that we have seen before. We've seen it in the Alien Weird group stages. Tidehunter solo mid.
Excellent.
100% win rate for Zhao 8. Just saying.
I'm guessing he's 1-0 with it.
Yes. Yes. I'm not sure who he played it up against, but it was for the Alienware group stages. Tidehunter solo mid. It wasn't really the maker of the game, so to speak, but he did win. So I'm happy. We're gonna see that again. I like it. I like it a lot.
FC, the mid player for MUFC, is taking up the Nyx right now.
10 seconds remaining.
So that might be a support clock. Could be an offlane clock, jungle Furion, and a really greedy lineup coming out from MUFC. Try and combat this from LGD.
Maybe that's the only thing that they can do though. Like, considering they're up against an anti-mage that they can't really aggressive tri-lane against, purely because you have got yourself and the Rubik and the Visage to be up against. Maybe going for a more greedy lineup is the only way that they can try to compete with LGD at this point. And by the way, there's no scores being kept here because it's basically 2 separate games, if you will. But we are, of course, having LGD one game up in this series. We are, of course, watching the group stages. It is Group A at this moment for MUFC and LGD. Their first matchup in the group stages and their second game in this matchup. Each matchup has 2 games. And after this, we'll see Pro versus Liquid. I believe. I believe so. And we have a disconnect from Ling. So that's what we're waiting for right now.
Yep. I'm gonna make the assumption that it's a computer issue. Just gonna have to wait for it to be resolved by the awesome Valve admins that are on scene handling it.
In the meantime, Tidehunter seems to have picked himself up a boat. I have that too.
Yep.
The bit of boat.
I noticed it.
Cool.
Some sick Tidehunter items coming out from Zhao 8. Clearly gives his team the advantage. I'm just kidding.
Well, I'm happy to say that I've got almost every single one of those, so it's cool. So let's see who's playing what while we wait for the link to get back online. We have Sylar on his anti-mage. Surprise! Yao on his signature magnets once again. Zhao 8, I will call it his signature solo mid Tidehunter. Second time that he does this. I like it. We got DD playing the Rubik and DDC on the Visage. So assumption would be just very standard Dota. Trial lane, safe trial lane, protecting the anti-mage with the 2 supports. Magnus on the suicide lane. Right?
Yep, that's definitely what I'm expecting. The supports for LGD could go try and lane with Yao, but I doubt it. They actually they might see this greediness coming out of MUFC and actually do that though, and try to punish him for it. Meanwhile, for MUFC, right now they have TFG playing Nature's Prophet. Winter is going to be playing the Crystal Maiden. FC is going to be playing the Nyx Assassin. Gyrocopter is going to be picked up by Hontrash player, and Ling is going to be picking up the Clockwork. That Clockwork is their last hero that hasn't been selected yet.
Yeah, and actually, I mean, I just said Sylar, signature hero, Anti-Mage Yao, signature hero Magnus, DD, signature hero Rubik, DDC, signature hero Visage, and because I just named Tidehunter the signature hero of Zhao 8 for solo mid lane, we've got 5 signature heroes for LGD. I think they're pretty happy with their draft.
That's a lot of signature heroes.
I know, 4 out of 5. I mean, unless I'm counting mine also to be right, but of course that's just make believe. So yeah, 4 out of 5, not bad for sure. MUFC though, I mean TFG's Nature's Prophet, definitely one of his signature heroes. And I believe the Clockwork for Ling is also one of his, but I'm not entirely sure. Actually, no, I don't think it is. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Right now, like based on draft, LGD, I think they're looking pretty solid. MUFC, they need to have a plan and execute it perfectly, I believe.
It's hard to see what MUFC's plan is going to be until their lanes start to shape up, and we won't know that until the game actually is unpaused. For LGD, it's obvious what their plan is: to have very strong team fight with an anti-mage behind it, and they've got exactly that. They don't really need to get items on Tidehunter from Zhao mid, so he could just be really roam heavy in the early game and maybe pick up a blink later on. I could definitely see Zhao being their mech this game. He likes to just be their mech hero because he's super involved in every engagement ever for LGD. He really likes to protect Sylar and gank for Sylar, and having that mech to also help him out is just nice. Well, later on, once Mag catches up, which Mag will probably have time to catch up because they have a Tidehunter to team fight with, and that's good setup for Magnus. There's just so much disable coming out from LGD, and if you look at MUFC, they've got Clock Hook and Cogs, and then the Nyx, and that's really it, because I don't really count CM's disable as a disable because you can still orb attack through it and cast spells through Frostbite.
Okay, I'm just checking out the things that are shared here by everybody. A lot of things shared. But yeah, I mean, it's a bit of a pause. Apparently, as said, the Dota 2 network is down, so that means that even if Link's computer is working again, he will not be able to reconnect in, right? Until Dota 2 network is back up. How does that work? Do you know?
Oh, no. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. He's just not going to be able to connect in. That could take a while.
That could take a while. Let's hope that it's going to be fixed soon. I mean, It is Valve's thing, so we're gonna be. Oh, they're gonna be on the ball for this one. Like they need to be on the ball for this one.
Yeah.
There's no question about that. So we'll see once MUFC is ready again. I mean, in terms of lanes for MUFC, I mean, I'm just expecting it to be fairly standard now that we know that FC is playing the Nyx Assassin. I mean, Huntress player, safe lane, Winter support, TFG on the off lane, and then Link Clockwork could be on the off lane with TFG in the jungle, could be as support. I mean, Ling is a support player after all. But we'll see how he does with that.
One thing that I think is interesting to note is every LAN sort of develops its own metagame.
Yeah.
And it's going to be really interesting to watch the prominent strategies from the expected favorites of the event and see how they try to shape the metagame of this event. LGD to these first 2 games is picking teamfight heavy.
I like it.
They're bringing Magnus back. They've got hard carries in all their lineups. It really is 4 Protect 1 coming out of LGD. And the first game looked really strong. So it's going to be really interesting to just watch all of these top teams and see what their strategies are going to be and what the winning strategies are, because that's going to shape the metagame, the LAN event. And watching that happen is always like just super interesting to me.
And I mean, I think the crowd is going to be very happy with that. More teamfight heavy games, that is.
I definitely think people want to see Enigma just so everyone can scream black hole.
Yeah. That, and I mean, every, like, the bigger team fights and the bigger moments that we still know for TI2 as all involving those big team fight heroes, be that Enigma or Tidehunter or Naga Siren. Yes, I said it. It's all there. And actually, while we wait, I can actually play the play. I have it ready on one of the scenes. Maybe people want to see that just to get a bit of extra hype here. People want to see that.
What a play that was.
What a play that was.
There's the reason why it's called the play.
True. It's true. I'm really hoping that there's gonna be a moment like that again this TI. Because otherwise it would be kind of a shame. I don't know. I don't think that can be though. Like, what's gonna top that? What is gonna top that?
Don't know yet, but something. You know there's gonna be ridiculousness happening. That's what we're all hyped for.
I hope there's
Hashtag TI3, hashtag hype train.
Yeah. By the way, for everybody watching, make sure that you tweet at Dota 2 and then with hashtag TI3 and hashtag tribe train if you want to have that too. But if we can make hashtag TI3 trending, that will mean all the more people in the entire world will see what's going on. And we of course want to share Dota 2 with the rest of the world, and we want to prove that we can indeed do this. So tweet out. Everyone, I have TweetDeck. It's one of the things that you can have on your internet browser to have all your tweets up there. I have the TI3 hashtag there as well, and it's really nice. So a lot of people are tweeting out also their setups, how they are watching the group stages.
Oh my.
And it's like monitors all over the place and good food and all that stuff, and monitors and TVs of course as well. And just, you know, with friends, without friends. I really like it. But oh well. We have apparently all the streams for Dota 2 at the moment, like for the international group stages, are now, at least the streams are working, but the Dota 2 network is not working, so nobody is showing Dota at this moment. And yeah. Patience is a virtue? I don't like it though. You know what? I am gonna play the play, so that means, Speeders, we're gonna be quiet for a little while, and we're gonna hope that you enjoy.
Ling is back though.
Ling is back. Oh wait, no, never mind that. No play for you. I'm sorry. No play. No play. Come on, Ling. And he picked that clockwork. We're gonna have ourselves a game. Bring it. Did someone say something? No. Come on. Ready?
Ready, yes.
Set.
Battle time.
Someone click down pause button. Go!
They're just toying with us.
There we go. And there's Ampos. And I mean, it's very anticlimactic because it's just the start of the game. But we're at least gonna see who is going where. And how lanes are indeed, as you said, are shaping up.
Yep.
So far FC is building for a solo mid role. I mean, going for that fast bottle. No surprise there. Huntress player, carry. Yeah, let's see what Clockwork is doing though. Clockwork is sitting on the bottom lane for now. And it looks like we might see Nature's Prophet just going into the jungle. He is actually selling all of his items again. That's awesome. And he is down to the starting gold. Maybe he gets a Bassi first and just goes into that jungle.
Yeah, he might do that. He's definitely going to start in the jungle. He's just deciding on item build. And once he sees LGD on bottom lane, he's like, okay, I don't really need sentries. Because LGD supports are down there. They're not going to have wards on Jowid, who's actually going off lane. By the way, it's Yao Magnus mid.
Ooh.
Which I like that adjustment, to be honest.
Oh, really?
I think Todd can do a little bit better against this dual lane than a Magnus can. And by a little bit better, I mean a lot better. In terms of being able to leech experience. LGD is asking for a pause.
Well, they get it.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I get why they would pick the Tidehunter to be on the off lane. I don't like it though.
Uh-oh. Some lag coming out for LGD.
High ping. That's not good. Not good at all. But that means that Yao is going to be on the mid lane and he'll be up against that Nyx Assassin. It should be an okay lane for him. I mean, neither is going to be able to kill off the other one until level 6. If they get some help. Or at least for Yao if they get some help. So that should be a fairly even lane for them. And as you said, Tidehunter at least he'll get his level 6 from this lane. I mean, there's a Frostbite and a Rocket Barrage. It's pretty painful. But
It's definitely a strong dual lane from MEOC.
yeah.
But I think Jowid, he's going to be able to skirt along the outside of the 1200 experience range and get some levels for himself. Especially before Gyro has boots and before Winter's level 2. Winter looks like he wants to place an early lane ward here. It's definitely going to hurt Jowid, but I still think he might be able to get some stuff up here.
Yeah, he of course also has that shield, so he'll be able to be a bit more resilient.
He could. One thing we haven't mentioned about Tidehunter is he could just rotate to the jungle. Anchor smash plus Kraken Shell, very strong in the jungle.
It is very strong, but it's... Yeah, I guess he could. I mean, that's one of the differences in this game. I mean, assuming that TFG is indeed gonna rotate into that jungle, which is pretty clear at this moment, I think.
Yep.
MUFC is gonna have a head start there because LGD, they are farming on 3 lanes. Well, let's make it 2 because... Let's make it real. I mean, Zawite's not going to get any farm there. They don't really have anybody in the jungle. At the same time, Clockwork is still going to get some last hits with his flare. We're going to have Nature's Prophet in the jungle, and of course the other 2 lanes are going to be farm for them as well.
One thing that LGD's done both games here is their support to pull their solo mid so they can get an even faster bottle. Last game, Beastmaster played by Xiaowei went for 3 branches. He was pull the tango. This game, same exact build in Yao. 3 branches, pull the tango. That's really interesting that not many teams do, that I've seen. And it's just a super duper quick bottle in their mid at the close to their supports. This game I don't like how LGD hasn't started with a smoke, because they had to look at this lineup from MUFC and be like, okay, we know it's Sigrid, we know that we can be aggressive early. Instead it looks like they want to just use poles instead of ganking early on. But even still, if you get a smoke early, when you're not going to be trialing against, you don't really need to maybe pull someone as much or something. They can have an extra smoke available for them when they want to start getting aggressive when they have their ultimates up.
Yeah, we might have some trouble here for Zawait. There's a Frostbite. The Rocket Barrage would be wasted right now, but it can also almost go. Zawait doesn't want to leave the comfort of his creeps, though. Anchor Smash goes through. This could be the first blood. It looks like it will not be, though.
Yeah,
Frostbite,
so
there's another one. That's the first blood. Couple hits needed. Hunter player. Oh, actually, he lives. The self. He dodges it, and Huntress player in a lot of trouble. Forced to use his regen right now. That is no first blood. And Zawait even gets some farm. One last hit. Woot woot. And they're gonna be Ling in some trouble, but he should be safe. By the way. Yeah. Okay, so that is Zawait showing why Tidehunter offlane used to be so successful. He has got that Gush now up as well.
Oh boy. Xiaowei juked Huntrash player to throw out the Rocket Barrage, because it looked like Xiaowei was going to just start running away, but instead he knew to just run straight back into the creeps. If Huntrash player right then and there didn't throw out the Rocket Barrage and just kept auto-attacking Xiaowei, he would have probably gotten that kill. However, he got mind gamed by Xiaowei and just ended up wasting his rocket barrage. Jeez, that was so close.
That was super close. And I mean, that kind of makes that Zhao 8 is a lot more safer here. I mean, quite a bit of mana used on this lane already. And now that they know that he can survive that kind of harassment, they'll probably try to be a bit more sure about their play next time.
They're gonna go on him again right here. Think? Nope. Ooh.
Yep, here comes a frostbite. This time no creeps around. Rocket Barrage will be there, Nature's Prophet TPing in, and there's the first blood. Huntress player with the last hit. And everybody gets prizes because that's cool.
Yeah, I saw that, like, they had an opportunity like 2 seconds before they actually went. I was surprised I wanted to pull the trigger and just say, hey, we're going. But Huntress player backed off of it. He's like, no, I want to get these last hits. So he went and did that instead. But they did get the kill eventually. Good work from MUFC, securing that first blood. I think that this is a trade-off that Zhao 8's going to be okay with. He's trading his life for a lot of experience for himself. Meanwhile, this Clockwork on bottom lane is level 1, not getting much of anything.
Yeah, that's the one that we can compare Zhao 8 with, of course, offlane versus offlane. And Zhao 8 now level 4, same level as that Gyrocopter who's only got 9 last hits. I say only, it's not even that bad, but he did miss a couple of last hits purely by trying to get that kill,
No. Having 9 last hits at 3 minutes is awful on your carry.
Okay, but he does have first blood.
Middle lane, Yao getting really, really low. He actually skewered FZ into the tower, but FZ used Spike Carapace, and Yao was already really low, so almost dies, but he's okay. Just waiting on this Bottle Crow. But yeah, it's 20 CS for the anti-mage, not 21, versus 12 for the gyro. That's, you don't want to be behind that much. Period. He missed a lot of CS at the tower. They had like some double waves pushing him, CS there. With all of their aggression, he also missed some CS. So there's been a lot of things that contributed to this. And you just never ever want to be down that much in CS to anyone, let alone a silent anti-mage.
Oh, they might go for FC here. He just used Spike Carapace, and they know this too. One more hit will do the job. The Skewer will get it. Invisibility Room picked up by Winter, though at least they get that one. But can't really do anything with it. Nice kill for Yao.
Yeah, that's a big kill too. And Zhao just showing the power of Tidehunter. And he got his early levels, he knew he couldn't do much more in top lane, so he just roams. He's got Gush, that's a really long range initiation. And I really like this play coming from Zhao 8. It's really smart.
In the meantime, Sylar is having the time of his life, free farming on the bottom lane. He's got himself a Ring of Health, going just for a fast Battle Fury. 30 last hits for him, highest on the map, no surprise there. And I think MUFC, I mean, they willingly let Sylar free farm in there, so they must have some sort of plan. What are you expecting them to do right now? Like, how are they gonna beat Sylar's anti-mage?
They just wanted to get their own farm up and try to be a little bit greedy to maximize their experience by having a off-lane Clockwork and just having dual lane, a safe lane with that Jungle Fury on. I think that they're gonna look to get just a lot of ganks up for the next assassin and have him play a huge role for their team while their gyro farms up.
Well, they're gonna try to go for Zhao 8 right now again. I mean, Winter standing behind the tree line for a long time, but still being safe. Tower might not be that safe though.
There's gonna be a lot of trouble for MSC to kill this anti-mage off before the Furion gets to a Hex or before anyone get a Hex. But this game, it's obviously Furion that's going to be their Hex buyer.
A bit of a miscommunication here on this top lane, where Winter backed off. Hunter's player still went in with a cooldown, but nonetheless, tower goes down. Yana with mana boost gets himself an RP up on FC. Here comes the regen rune as well, but with the change, no possibility to really kill off his target. In comes TFG actually, but yeah, they back off. Hunter's player also back off.
It's just like, hey, I'm gonna RP you, just so I can get this rune if it's here.
Yep.
If it's here. He didn't even know that it was gonna spawn top. It did, so it worked out for him. It's interesting. It's only a 2-minute cooldown though, so it'll be up next time there's a rune up. And it's not like regen rune is one that's gonna be like, oh my god, he can definitely gank and get a kill with RP.
At this point, by the way, Ling is still level 2. Supports are on LGD are level 5 and level 3, while the supports on the side of MUFC are level 4 And level 6, oh, that's not a support, what am I saying? And level 4 only, because they only have one support, what am I saying? FC is level 6 though, so we might see him going for Vendetta soon. But, I mean, this is a very, very low clockwork. He is trying to ancient stack, so he's helping out his teammate Gyrocopter at some point. We'll be able to farm that, but...
Yeah, that's definitely useful if Gyro's able to kill it. But if Anti-Mage is the one that kills it, that's very detrimental. Yeah. Anytime you have heroes that can... Like, Anti-Mage is going to need Battle Fury and Blood to be able to take on ancient stacks, right? With Empower, he might be able to get away with not having Bloods, but it's questionable. He had at least need Yasha. Just going to give him some extra damage. Gyrocopter, he could technically start working on it as long as he has flat cannon, and that's all he really needs. But he definitely wants more damage to be able to kill it quickly in like 1 or 2 flat cannons instead of 3 or 4. But anytime you have heroes that can kill off ancient stacks relatively quickly on both sides.
What are you doing here, buddy? I think he's gonna die. Shockwave, one more hit needed. Can he actually get away? He might be able to. That battery assault helping out, slowing everybody down. There is a gush up though. There we go. Xao8 with the kill. In comes Winter. Gets a Nova going. In comes CFG as well. Can't really find anything to do anymore though. So that's a bit of rotations incoming for nothing. They get Ling as a kill. Same time, Hunter's player still has a lot of freedom here on the top lane, and is actually able to already damage down half the tier 2 tower.
Top tower is under attack.
Midas finished on Furion, that's huge. And I completely forgot what I was talking about during that.
You weren't. I was talking about.
No, I was talking about something. Oh yeah, anytime you have heroes that can kill ancients really quickly, it's really risky to stack them up. Yeah. That's basically it.
Okay. Well, I'm waiting for FC to make a move. I mean, he already uses Vendetta once, but to no avail, no kill for that one. And I'm really expecting him to try and make things happen with it, because that's gonna be their game. Needing to get ganks, needing to get some map control, and trying to keep their Gyrocopter ahead of Sylar. Even though that's not really possible in terms of net worth. It's not even that big of a difference, of course, because of the tower that went down on the top lane, and because of the first blood going the way of the Gyrocopter. I mean, last hits are still 12 difference in favor of Sylar. But Sylar, yeah, 4,200 gold for him in net worth, 4k for the Gyrocopter, so slightly behind. We do have rotations though, Link coming in, FC hanging around as well, and we have got Winter just in case. All on the bottom lane. Sylar realizing people are missing from the map, so hiding in his forest.
Yep. TDC's got a sentry down, 2 sentries down, 1 off the side and 1 in lane. Just to try and keep themselves safe against the Nyx. And Nyx is level 7 now. They know that there's no one top for Nyx to gank. He's gonna try to gank bottom lane.
Yeah, and he just showed himself to get the level 7, so that's gonna be
Dire's top tower.
well, either he's gonna stick around, do a fake back? Nah.
This is a lot of pressure that MFC is applying on Sylar's lane. Meanwhile, look at top lane. There's absolutely nothing being applied to this Gyrocopter. And FC actually TP's up here because he's expecting a rotation and a gank to come out onto Huntrash player from LGD. But if you look at the minimap, there's nothing coming. Xiaoi's just picking behavior and he might head up there, but he's not looking. Oh, he's actually just gonna farm mid. Alright.
Farm mid is cool too. Wants to have those mana boots. Of course, he is level 8 at this moment for the offlane, doing a very good job at that. I mean, comparing to the Clockwork, who's still level 4, that's a double level for Xao8. And, I mean, he has his Ravage up. When are you expecting he's gonna try and use that? I mean, I know that they are not in any rush, because they've got an Anti-Mage farming bottom. No rush for LGD. Yep. But when are they gonna try to make things happen, or are they even gonna do that?
Yeah, that's a good question. Yep, here's top lane.
Yeah, see, with the Vendetta hanging around. Cooldown comes down as well, Impale. And that should be a Ravage still, at least. Xao8 will still die. It was a bit of an awkward Ravage though. Yao not fast enough. He does have enough money for Blink Dagger. But
that's
that was...
Lothar and Gyro.
Yeah.
Wow, this is going to be really aggressive play for MUFC starting right now. With that Lothar's finished. They have to be aggressive as a whole team. And take advantage of that. They need to get level 6 on this Clockwork though. Ling is level 4 still. His level 6 would be huge. And Furion, we haven't really talked about him, but he's getting really good farm for MUFC in the jungle.
Yeah, ever since he has that Hand of Midas, he's been doing really nicely. He's actually second highest for his team in terms of net worth. And you can consider that a good thing or maybe a bad thing because Nyx Assassin doesn't have more than what he has right now, but
Tower is under attack.
that means that is because FC just wasted a lot of time walking back and forth. Of course, they did just get that kill up on Zao 8, that was great. They even got a Ravage out of that, that's even better. But he did waste a lot of time on that bottom lane as well.
Yeah, when he was sitting on bottom, he was trying to read LGD's move, and he was like, okay, LGD is just gonna ditch this lane, and they're gonna go gank top. So he sat top for like 2 minutes or so before finally getting that kill on Zhao 8. And LGD just never came. LGD during that time was getting their 6 up on Visage, and DDC is 6 now. He has been for over a minute. They were just sitting around Anti-Mage making sure that Sally was safe, and Sally literally was getting his farm. And he's now 1100 away from his Battle Fury. It's going to be around 15 minutes or so for Chet's Battle Fury, which is standard timing.
Yeah, nothing even spectacular, but that's of course because LGD is playing really safe. I mean, as soon as that Nyx Assassin was missing from the map, they were sitting next to their tower knowing that something might be happening, so they just backed off for a little bit. With that Blink Dagger up on Yao, though, we might see him trying to make things happen. Are you expecting something? Or expecting
He just
Yao
bought
to
a
make
smoke.
things happen?
Yeah, things are gonna start happening right about now.
Thank
He
you.
bought a smoke.
I would like that. I mean, 2-2 kill score.
Level 11 on Gyrocopter, plus he has a Lothar's. I'm waiting for him to get involved, and here he goes. He's keeping the bottom lane. But guess what? That Lothar's isn't going to be too useful. Oh, he's just going straight to Ancients anyway. JK.
Farm
Fear
more.
Entry's tank,
Farm more.
and they're just going to farm away.
Another Shadow Blade being built up by TFG, though. It's gonna be a cause for those supports to get some more sentries. I mean, Visage has 1 sentry. We have actually a smoke up there. Gonna go for Ling here. Gets Cogs up on 2. But that actually doesn't work at all. He locks FC in with that as well. 2 kills going the way of DD. And a Blink RP on a solo
there's
Crystal
third
Maiden.
kill.
That's gonna be Magnus with a kill. So that is 3 dead on the mid lane. And the 2 that weren't there were the ones that were farming Ancients. At least they get something out of that, but...
Well, getting a stack that they could have done at any time and actually getting anything out of that, in my opinion. They just lost big time. Considering if you looked at the graphs before that, it was still like, you know, relatively even.
Yeah.
Especially for gold. For experience, it was already shading in favor of LGD, but now the game has definitely shifted in favor, big time towards LGD, because they do have that backup plan of Anti-Mage.
Yeah,
And he is 200 gold away.
What we saw last game was when LGD had started their aggression, so to speak, they continued with the pressure, so maybe they're gonna try to do the same thing again. I mean, Sylar couldn't already... Nah, he can't. Yeah, well, he can join in fights, but he doesn't really want to. From Sylar, he'll probably just wait until he has more items, but...
Last game, all of their aggression was led by Beastmaster with a really low cooldown Roar.
Yeah.
This game, they've got 2 longer cooldown ultimates to lead their aggression in Zhao 8's Ravage on Tidehunter and RP from Yao on Magnus. So I don't think they're going to be as aggressive as a 4-man unit, but I don't think they have to either because Anti-Mage is a literal ticking time bomb. If you wait too long and he gets too much up, you just lose.
Yeah, it looks like Mufc wants to make that time bomb stop ticking. At least they're gonna go for Roshan, so with the Aegis maybe they're gonna be able to make something happen, something more happen on the map. They will lose their tier 1 for it though. And that's
Yeah,
a
but
pretty big loss, but...
At the same time, LGD has no idea that this is going down. Sneaky, sneaky.
Roshan has fallen to the dire.
There we go, and Zhao 8 indeed building towards the mechanism for his team.
That's Lothar's fish up here, and so there's 2 really good Lothar split pushers coming out from MUFC. That's something I didn't mention. Anti-Mage with Battle Fury, great split pusher, but so is Furion, so is this Gyro with the Lothars. So this could turn into like a split push and ganking war, which would actually make this a super interesting game because Nyx and Clockwork from MUFC both are really good initiators for ganking. But LGD's like, hey, we're stronger, we're gonna 5-man and take down this tower.
In the meantime, Nage Prophet indeed already pushing top, and actually, MUFC with the Vendetta ready. It's only level 1 Vendetta, so either he goes now or he doesn't go. But can they really afford to go running up against and a Ravage and an RP?
If he tries to run up, he's gonna get instantly telekinesed by Rubik.
Yeah, Sentry Ward also down. Here comes an impale.
Here he goes. Yep, he's
Mana
able
burn
to
there
go
as
on
well,
Rubik.
actually doing quite a bit of damage. Hookshot in as well. DD already dead. Can they get more? There's a Ravage up on 3. Gosh, Anchor Smash, RP up on 3. There is another Shockwave there. That is enough to kill off the Clockwork Magnus.
He didn't even get the clock or
Goes
the
down as
shockwave
well.
off.
No Shockwave off. Magnus indeed still dead. It is actually a trade in favor of MUFC using both their ults. Their big team fight ults. They can't get the damage going. Anti-Mage knowing he has to run away. We still have DDC here, but I don't think he's going to be living for a lot longer. There he goes. 3 dead on the side of LGD. MUFC only gave the Clockwork for that, while having a 3-man RP and a 3-man Ravage.
Yep. They were, that was a good initiation from MC using the tree to his advantage. He was able to initiate on the Rubik, which is one of the better targets to go on. So that Rubik just exploded and then Impale's Thunderation.
Yeah.
After he died, LGD looked really timid about whether they wanted to commit or not. Xiaowei got low and he was like, screw it, I'm throwing this Ravage off. They're all pumped up, we'll get a really nice Magnus combo behind this. Mag got a nice combo off, but they didn't have enough damage. That's all there is to it. Their anti-mage wasn't there, their Rubik was dead, there wasn't enough coming out from their team to be able to take that fight. And they ended up expending some really long cooldowns and not getting much for it at all.
I mean, actually, by the way, the Familiars still were able to deny the tower in the bottom lane.
Oh wow, it's huge too.
That's pretty big indeed. They do give their life, though. At least one of them does die. The other one will get regened up, but nice deny for DDC. I mean, he gave his life for that one. I guess that's worth it, actually. So, very nice for him. Meantime, Mechanism ready for Zhao 8. Can now start building towards either Mana Boots or get himself
Early
a blink
medallion
down.
on Winter.
Hmm?
Early medallion picked up by Winter.
Yeah, and they already got Roshan, so it's not because of that. He wasn't involved in that one.
Yep.
Next
Another
one we'll have it.
push attempt is coming out from LGD. To me, this doesn't feel like an actual push. This just feels like, hey, we're gonna stack a bunch of heroes down here. You're gonna be too afraid to initiate on us, and meanwhile our anti-mage is gonna be the real threat, and he's pushing top.
Yeah, he is gonna be the one that they're creating space for, as they say. Sylar has got himself the Jasha, got 1800 gold to boot, and is just happily flash farming now with treads. Finds himself TFG, and that's gonna be forcing TFG out. One mana void might actually do it. Oh, nice Shadow Blade just in time. Give that Sylar some dust, and he would have had a kill.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And once again, like, these heroes on bottom lane are just doing the dance while Styler is dancing around on top. They're like, haha, you guys can't kill me. And Yo actually teams out to middle lane to defend it against the Gyro split push that was coming out.
Yeah, the towers are actually in favor of MUFC right now, with one extra tower down on that bottom lane. Of course, it was a deny, so take that with a pinch of salt. But I can try to apply some more pressure now. FC actually walks himself into sentry ward. They see that he's there. Another sentry ward goes down. He's already running for it. In comes an RP, perhaps, if they want it. Here comes the Impale Telekinesis. That's going to be the kill there, right there. No RP needed when there's a Rubik around. DDC with the last hit. And that's going to be the risk of, you know, having 3 Invis heroes on your map.
Yeah, that Nyx being down is a huge deal. That's gonna be a tower on bottom lane, most likely. And that creates so much space for Sylar to do whatever the hell he wants. Sylar, nope, he didn't grab the Elite Rune on top, he didn't have vision of it. Vendetta gank coming out from DD's Rubik. Free kill on that Furion. It's another big gank for them.
Yeah,
I didn't even
Telekinesis.
notice
And
they stole
actually,
Vendetta there.
yeah, Vendetta for DD is a pretty big deal. Meantime, that bottom lane, indeed,
Oh,
as you
yeah.
said, tier 1 going down.
Bottom tower.
And Winter and Ling just scattering. Ling in the meantime, I mean, he's had a tough start, of course. He is now level 8, not even that bad. Still lowest on the map, but at least he's sharing the spot with the Visage. He's got 1k gold, he's got treads. He's definitely been able to pick up some sort of farm, so that is a good thing for MUFC. He's not really having that big of an impact, though. As that's a solo, or not a solo kill, but that's Vendetta used to kill off the Nyx or the anti-mage.
Sylar does have his Manta, but anytime you spend dead as anti-mage, there's a lot of lost money and a lot of lost farming time.
Yep.
Just, you hate to be dead as anti-mage. Good work coming out from FC again. Getting a good gank off. FC really hasn't had much item progression in this game. He spent a lot of time looking for these ganks. He's only now getting really close to his Blink Dagger at 22 minutes. He only has 44 CS. It's nothing for a solo mid. That just goes to show how aggressive he's looked to be. If you look at his score, that's just how aggressive he's been able to be.
We've got Vendetta once again used by Rubik, and he's gonna look for Ling. He can at least get a telekinesis up, probably, if he wants to. No, he doesn't want to continue diving, so that's the end of that one. Both teams sticking together now for a bit. Having still a couple of people farming, of course. Anti-Mage back up again, so he'll be able to continue his farming streak. We've got a BKB up on Huntress player, and around this time you start wondering, how much more do you think MUFC will need before they start trying to push down more towers? Because, wait a second, that's not gonna be a kill. Because as you said, I mean, it's a ticking time bomb. How long do they still have?
I think MUFC is gonna try to get this Hex up on Furion, and then just keep shutting down the anti-mage with ganks. They've got a Blink next. They've got a Furion. They do have pretty good damage on their team as well as control for him once they have a Hex, so they can definitely gank him a lot. And they're just trying to get that item up. So right now their Furion doesn't offer much aside from being able to push down creep waves.
Split pushing, one of the things that MUFC is going to look towards as this game goes on. Sylar, 1400 gold for him, is going to look to take down a tier 1 tower. No defense coming in for it, but MUFC looking to take down their own tier 1 on the mid lane. They will see some defense incoming though from the sidelines.
Another Vendetta initiation coming out from Rubik.
Yeah, FC already finds ZAO8. He tries to go from behind. He doesn't have enough mana for Ravage anymore. In the meantime, cooldown comes down. It's already the Crystal Maiden that goes down. BKB turned on by Huntress player, running himself out. Ling, that hookshot's not going to get you out of that one. Impale up on 2, blink away from FC. 2 dead on the side of MUFC. LGD with Sylar in the mix as well for this one. Coming in to show their teeth and looking to take down a tier 2 mid in return.
2 down and a 10-second BKB on cooldown. More importantly, the tower mid was saved. It's not quite in eye range. It's definitely backdoorable from Furion.
Yeah.
If he so chooses later on. But that was pretty big from LGD. Could have played this early with anti-mage. And just forcing out that gyro BKB is so huge. Good reaction to use it, but having to use it is just painful.
And down to 9 seconds. That's how it starts. We've got treads up for ZAO8. Didn't end up going for mana boots anymore. Skills a bit less late game, so treads are giving almost the exact amount of mana. And since there's already mana boots upon DD, it's not really needed. DD, who's now having himself a cooldown, gets impaled. Will still go down here. Frostbite to help out. Dominating Gyrocopter. Gyrocopter, who has not died yet a single time this game, has been involved in 5 out of the 7 kills and actually got 4 of those for himself. He's sitting on 20k gold. Blink Ravage. ZAO8 makes it happen. In comes Sylar. That's already the Gyrocopter dead for the first time this game. And FC doesn't go down from that soul assumption. Still hurts like hell though. They're chasing down the Crystal Maiden. And that should be a fairly easy kill for Sylar. 1 more hit needed. And we're gonna assume that he can get that. There we go. Double kill for Sylar. I just was saying that, I mean, the Gyrocopter hadn't died yet. And then down he goes. I think I cursed him.
I didn't even see the Blink Dagger picked up on ZAO8. Huge item pickup for him. Yao also has a BKB now, so their initiators have the items that they need to get strong initiations off. For the rest of this game, your anti-mage is chasing down Furion.
Yeah, there's a sentry up, or sorry, gem up on DDC, so they will be able to pick him up. Nicely
good
done.
chase down. And Furion was screwed there because he had no mana to even cast TP to get away.
Yeah.
Then, I don't know, that was just good rotation from LGD. So yeah, they're playing spot on this game.
Sylar is having 4,400 gold. I mean, that window of opportunity is slowly closing for MUFC.
Yeah, this next item pickup is a big decision from Sylar. He's going to go for something aggressive, like a butterfly. Nope, he gets a BKB, okay. It was butterfly, BKB, or heart. Those were his 3 options.
Let's see if MUFC wants to try and make something happen. Of course, we have a hook shot for Ling if he tries to go for it. In comes the flare.
And Ling is probably going to try to steal the Aegis here.
Yeah, that's going to be Nick's assassin already coming in. BKB turned on. RP up on 2 though. Sylar still focusing on the Roche. Gets it as well. And Anti-Mage picks up the Aegis. FC already dead. Ling now dead as well. Chasing down the other 2. Huntress player. Winter. Yeah, that was a nice freezing field, but that's a very dead Crystal Maiden. 4 dead on the side of MUFC. And an Aegis, of course, picked up by LGD. They do take some damage on their tier 3 on the top lane, because that is what TFG was doing, split pushing, but not really enough to make it worth it for MUFC.
That was really weird initiation from MFC. They had MFC who's trying to steal the Aegis. They had a missed rocket that didn't exactly reveal Roshan from Ling's Clockwork. Then Ling got into a position where he can't hook Siler who's hitting Roshan because he's going through Yao's Magnus. It was just really, really weird. They also had a Gyrocopter walk straight into the pit to get RP'd with the Nyx. They were just asking for that RP and Yao gave it to them.
Can I get RPs, please? Well, happened. LGD dominating position in the game, sitting on about 9k gold in their favor. We have got the experience graph almost at 12k experience the way of LGD. So looking very solid. Of course, most of the experience goes inside that anti-mage. Sylar, level 19, highest level in the game. Second highest is his teammate Yao, who is sitting on level 16, sharing the level of the main carry of MUFC's Gyrocopter. And at this point, LGD, they don't even need to really have Sylar farm. They don't need to 5 protect or 4 protect 1 anymore, or try to distract MUFC from having Sylar free farm. They can just go 5-man Dota right now, and that's exactly what they're doing. Sylar picked himself up that BKB, has already got himself almost 4k gold again. That's just how fast he gets gold.
Yep. And he's probably going to go into something like a butterfly next.
It wouldn't be a surprise. Huntress player, Flat Cannon trying to force everybody back, but Sylar thinks, you know what? He has an Aegis, he has a BKB, he is pretty safe here. He's just gonna go for it. Nice Cogs trying to help out. Still gonna leave Sylar to attack the racks though. That's a melee rakes down. In the meantime, TFG is pushing bottom, but not quite at the tier 2 just yet. And indeed, there is still a tier 2 standing. So even if he gets that one, that's a good trade. But they get the melee racks, don't overextend, very safe, and just go back to farming, pick up all the other lanes, and then go back on the lane.
That's just how the Chinese teams play. They've got the only hero that's ever in danger at all is the guy that has the Aegis. And so he's not actually in danger. He's just the only one that's hitting the building aggressively. They get the objectives and they get out.
Wow. FC just got ravaged upon. Blink ravage from Zawei. One solo Nyx assassin.
That is a big kill though, and that can definitely equate to another tier 3 tower, maybe even another melee racks. Or even set of racks this time.
Sylar already starting up on his butterfly, as you said.
Yeah. And Nyx is a huge part of MFC's team fight.
Cogs hits upon 2, and that's still gonna be Ling dead though. DC taking a lot of harassment still from that cooldown. Should be able to get himself away as Sylar gets himself a mana void up on TFG. RP up on Hunter's player, in comes Sylar. He already used his BKB, gets frostbitten now, still has that Aegis of course, goes for winter next. And the buyback comes from Hunter's player, but he is the only one left alive for MUFC at this point. LGD have no reason to leave this base right now.
Yep. They had a solo RP, they had a solo Ravage, doesn't matter. They still just won the fights.
Well, at least the Aegis gets burned by FC's by Carapace. But GG well played gets called. That means LGD is now 2-0 in the group stages for the International 3 MUFC. Unfortunately 0-2. Having 0 points yet in their groups. But of course, we're gonna see them later today again. First, we're gonna have another matchup. It will be Virtus Pro taking on Team Liquid. We're gonna jump ourselves into some Western Dota and see how they fare. We're gonna also, with that, jump ourselves into the Group B. Of course, this is a Group A match. Let's jump ourselves out of this match. We're already a bit behind schedule, so we're probably gonna jump ourselves right in, even though we might need a bit of time for the teams to switch PCs and stuff. So hang on for that one. Virtus Pro versus Team Liquid coming up next.